a main component that represents everything we see in this view. So then we thought we need sidebar, and probably everything else should be a component that we will then break down into the other components that you guys identified. So sidebar, that's an easy one. Let's just create it. In our source directory, new file, capital S sidebar.js. It's a React component, so import React and component from React class sidebar extends component. Export default sidebar. I know I need a render method, so let's make it. And it's going to return some JSX. I'm going to make a div with a class of sidebar that contains everything else. And I am just going to put the word sidebar in there again, just to make sure that I do have my component hooked up right. Flip over to main. And I imported into main, not app this time, right? So this should be inside main. So leave a blank line there. Import sidebar from ./sidebar. So the ./ thing makes sense to everybody. It's a path. Dot means current directory. If you don't put a path in it, it will look for a node module with that name. It will not look for a file in the same directory by default. So now that I've imported it, I'll just replace the word main here with a tag sidebar, self-closing tag, / before the angle bracket. And if all is well, now I should only see the word sidebar. And I do. That's boring. So what about the everything else? I'll just call that entire right side chat. So we'll have our heading, we'll have our actual chat window, as you said, or message list or whatever, and then we'll have a form at the bottom. I'll call that whole thing chat, for lack of a better word. So, new file, capital C chat.js. I'll import React and component from React. I'll make a class, name it chat with a capital C, extends component. Before I forget, export default chat. I need a render method. I need a return statement. I need to return some JSX, so I'm going to make a div with a class of chat. And yep, I'm just going to put the word chat in there just to make sure that it works. How many times do you think I had to forget to export before I started doing that before I write my render method? Yeah, enough. I don't know the answer to that question, but I did it so many times. So now in main, I need to import that too. I'm importing sidebar already. Now I'll import chat from ./chat. And I'll just throw a tag in there. Now, I should just see the word sidebar and the word chat, one on top of each other. They're not side by side like we really want them to be, but that's okay. One thing at a time. Cool? Very cool. Add sidebar and chat components.